and welcome to Finextra. I'm Hannah Wallace, and with me now is Chantal Constable, Vice President and Head of Retail Banking for the UK at CGI, and we're going to be talking about critical strategies for modernisation. Hello Chantal, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us today.
A pleasure.
Now, the word modernisation for some might sound quite dated, but why is it so important today?
Well, modernisation is a constant state. It's not an endpoint, and critically, it's an evolution. And banks in today's financial services need to evolve or die. So for us, we see modernisation as delivering innovation and ultimately delivering for customer experience. So modernisation in our clients and in retail banks in the UK involves automation, it involves customer engagement, and it involves agility and the ability to deliver technology at the pace of customer expectation. So with regards to modernisation, where many of our customers are talking about is collaboration in an open banking environment, collaborating with fintechs, collaborating even with other banks, and how that delivers for customer experience. It's around data monetisation and really driving data that's not only coming out of customer insight, but also compliance and regulatory insight, and really how that is packaged up to enable them to move at a pace in an ever-changing market.
Okay, and following on from that then, what does a transformed bank look like?
So in many conversations that we're seeing and what we're seeing in the market is what does a bank look like nowadays? I think we're seeing that notion being challenged with the rise of fintechs and challenger banks. And really then what does a banking product look like in a transformed banking environment? And that's where we're starting to see the proliferation of apps being able to be used to bring about new current account models that offer loyalty through retail partnerships. And really that collaboration across technology, fintechs and traditional banks to be able to offer a customer first approach. So transformed banks are those that are able to deliver products and services, especially that can leapfrog some of the change that's happening in the UK market. So payments now has become the critical kind of enabler for any client proposition that they want to offer their customers, and that's where we're seeing we can really add value and help deliver. We're looking at new mortgage offerings. How can banks help their customers buy a house? So it's very much looking now at transformed banking as a bank that can help its clients, its customers, go through the life stages in products and service offerings. So it's not offering a mortgage, it's how do I help my customer buy their first house? And it's a very different customer first approach to product offering in the market we're seeing now.
Well, that certainly seems like a big task for many traditional banks, so how would you say they should begin?
So there's two main areas to how a bank begins to transform itself from a modernisation perspective. First of all, it's staying relevant. So staying relevant means innovation. How do they look to innovate in the fast-moving environment when traditionally some of the tier ones have really got a lot of legacy they're taking with them? So again, that is through looking at how they can partner, looking at how they can bring new products and services to market using niche providers. So I think that change in the market has happened where before smaller fintechs would have been seen as risky propositions for large banks to collaborate with. Innovation would have been seen as something that had to be delivered completely in-house. Banks saw themselves as owning the customer relationship in its entirety, and that they couldn't possibly offer a product that wasn't an HSBC product, a Barclays product, an RBS product. That has changed now. We're seeing RBS partner with Starling to bring new payments innovation to market. We're seeing HSBC use a 20-something-year-old startup that was only 18 months into inception for First Data to use Bud for their open banking offering. So we're really seeing a change in how some of those banks look to offer innovation. The second piece is to modernise legacy. And how do you do that? That's through interventions. And instead of looking at end-to-end transformational delivery, 24-month long-tail products, how can you look at those interventions that can deliver rapid return on investment, move your infrastructure forward, but without creating a legacy program in its own right? And where we're seeing customers really look for that support, especially in the tier 2 retail banking and building society market, is jump-starting their automation capability, for example. Not necessarily cost takeout, but how can we do more with what we've got? How can we grow without growing that operational and that IT infrastructure cost base with us? And that's really where you can start to talk about modernisation, those interventions, those short, sharp, domain-led capabilities where CGI are partnering with our clients to really transform how we approach legacy modernisation.
Fantastic, Chantal. This has been really interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching.